Sia Kolisi's Springboks come to Durban with the opportunity to take control of the championship heading into the final round next week.
Springboks, Argentina, Game 2, Los Pumas in Twickenham, in England. Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same thing you're thinking. Why they're playing in Twickenham? Obviously, it's a bit of a money grab, let's be honest. They want to make a bit of money, spread the game up there. But why England? That is just my question. There's probably a lot of nations you can do this in where it can help build the game, but obviously a bit of a money grab there in my opinion. But we'll end it on that anyway. But this is going to be a preview. We're going to be looking at the lineups for, well, the Springboks at the moment. Argentina haven't released theirs yet. I think they're still finalizing a couple niggling injuries and just a couple changes they're going to make for this weekend. Obviously, a win for the Boks will pretty much seal this because points difference and also being 4 points, 1 point ahead already. So just a normal win will put them up 5. So unless the All Blacks absolutely demolish Australia. But a bonus point win will secure the Rugby Championship title 2 years in a row now for the Boks if they do win. If you do understand Afrikaans, this little part will be in Afrikaans. So you can skip maybe for a minute. So ons sal sien vandag hoe Suid-Afrika gegaan teen Argentina. So ons sal sien, ons sal net 'n bietjie deurgaan en deur die spanne gaan en 'n bietjie van 'n prediction maak met dit ook. So laat my weet net onder in die comments as jy saamstem. As jy nie, laat my weet wat jy dink vir die naweek. So as I said, just let me know in the comments below what you're gonna think, who you reckon will win, because we'll have a little bit of a prediction as well, a score prediction and which team will win and by how much. Luckily, I did have the Boks to win by 13 plus in the last game, so you know the bank account looked pretty good there. But let's see. So in Australia, it'll be 11 o'clock kickoff. Obviously, it's quite good for South Africa as well because the time zone is very similar, and it's not too bad for Argentina as well in Twickenham. So live win probability, you can see that 81% for the Boks, 18% for Argentina, 1% for the draw. It's at Alliance Stadium. Andrea Piatti is the referee. Man, how does this guy keep getting these big games? I just don't understand. I'm pretty sure he's the one, right, who just refed. The ref from the All Blacks Wallabies game from the weekend. I don't know how this dude is reffing this game, man. Seriously. Yeah, he needs to be demoted back to the URC. Go and do your time. Try work your way back in. There are better refs out in the world at the moment who are just not getting the opportunity. You can see the last 5 meetings here. 4 wins for the Bokke, 1 win for Los Pumas. What a game it was. I mean, I remember Mani Libok missing that kick, the game winner, right? And it was not a hard kick, and he just shanked it. First try wins 60% time. Home team wins 80% of the time. So, you know, maybe a bit of money there on Argentina. Last 5 games, you can see Argentina, you know, obviously losing 67-30 to the Bokke. Beating Australia 28-26. Just losing to Australia actually in the 85th minute against Australia up in Townsville, where, you know, the Wallabies, instead of going for the draw, they were down 24-21. Wallabies kept going, and eventually got the game-winning try. Also, they beat the All Blacks 29-23. First time ever on Argentinian soil, and then losing 41-24 in the first game. Bokke, same thing, losing the first game on home soil, 38-22, winning 30-22 against Wallabies. And I think that's when Skelton was still playing for the Wallabies. And I think he's such a pivotal player for the Wallabies that they're really going to miss him this coming week. And then All Blacks versus Springboks, 24-17 at Eden Park, the Fortress, 43-10 win, demolishing second half there as well against All Blacks in Wellington, which made them world number 1 again as well. So you can see that tries scored, man, double the amount Argentina. First try, 2 out of 5. First point, 3 out of 5. Race to 10 points. So last 5 meetings between these two teams, 67-30, 48 points to 7, 29-28 there to Argentina. That's where I said Mani Libok missed that game winner. 24-13, and a 22-21. So, a couple blowouts, but not all of them. A lot of very 1-point kind of tight games where any team can win. And, as a rugby fan, even though I'm a Boks supporter, as a rugby fan, I do want it to be a close game. You'd rather it be a close game and maybe a team pull away at the end. Just to be a rugby spectacle, right? It's not all about just your team winning, but you also want rugby to be a winner as well. But yeah, let's have a look at the lineup for the Springboks. I don't see a big change coming in for Argentina at all. I think they'll probably go with a very similar team. If anything, they might swap out a couple, 2 or 3 players. I think maybe the 8, Oviedo, maybe they'll swap out. Or Kramer, maybe push him off to the bench. There's a couple players who might get another shot, but we'll have a bit of a look when they announce their team. But for the Boks so far, so it's Oxenchair in at number 1, Malcolm Marx, number 2, Thomas du Toit. I believe it's an unchanged team, actually. Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Norkia, who I think is a key player, man. Since he's come into the team, into this rugby championship, the line-out has been a whole different story. As you would have seen in that first 2 games against the Wallabies, the line-out was very, very jumpy, iffy, lost quite a bit of ball. Norkia comes in and, man, he just solidifies it. I don't know if it's just because he also plays for the Blow Billa, but he has that kind of Victor Matfield line-out kind of power in him. So I think he can be a definite second-row stalwart for the Bokke in the future. And then you got Siakalisi, captain, Peter Steph du Toit in at number 7. Then you got Jasper Visa, man, who's just been brilliant since coming back from his suspension. Kobus Reinach in at number 9, who's just needs to put a bit of glue on his fingers when it comes to putting those hands in the ruck, because he's had a couple, iffy little knock-ons, things like that. So just securing it. But obviously the game plan is play very fast, direct, get that ball out fast, and sometimes he's got to put his hands in there and his feet and hands and everything everywhere, as we've seen against the All Blacks with a sneaky little Bowden Barrett hand knocking it out. But that's the dark arts of rugby, right? Sasha Feinberg coming back in at number 10 after maybe the best performance by a Springbok 10 ever. Ethan Hooker on the left wing, Damien de Allende in at 12. Kanan Moody retains his spot, and it's well deserved. And I've said this as well, is every time I've seen him play for the Bokke in at 13, he's been brilliant, lights out. He reads the defense well. He makes really, really good reads. He can attack that high ball in the middle of the field as well. Where you put him on the wing, I felt like he's kind of been lost a little bit, right? That one game he started, I think it was against the All Blacks, on the wing. He was just, it seemed a little bit out of place. So I think 13 will be his position for the Bokke for a long time to come. Obviously, once Jesse Creel and all that kind of retire. Then you got on the right wing, Cheslin Colby back in again. Maybe he won't be doing a little drop kick when it puts the ball down again. Damien Willemse retains a spot. People thought maybe he's going to miss this week with injury, but he is in the team, luckily. Bongi Mbonambi makes a return, so that's one change there. Jan Hendrik Wessels, who's, what a find, man. Massive human being, can play hooker as well. And he's fast. A lot of people mention he's kind of like a loose forward as well. Volkulo, Arceus Neyman, Quagga Smith, Grant Williams, Mani Lebok, and Jesse Creel. That whole bench just screams to me impact. Impact. Jan Hendrik Wessels always makes a change, right? Arceus Neyman, man, those offloads did not help Argentina one bit. Absolutely brilliant. He keeps the ball in play in front of him, always looking for an offload, draws into contact. Quagga Smith, I don't know what to say, but I think in the last 10 years, for me, Quagga has been the best, probably bench player in the whole of world rugby. Every time he seems to come on, he's scoring points. He's somehow winning a couple penalties. I mean, he won that penalty when it comes to in the World Cups. Just key moments. This is when Quagga stands up. So it's great to see a Lion, making it through and being a key player for so long. I mean, Malcolm Marx as well. But obviously a couple players who I think will stand out this weekend. In the forwards, I think Ron Okia, like I say, I think he's going to be brilliant. But I think the key player here will be Jasper Visser. If he can make those carries, get through Pablo Matera, I mean, your Kramer, these sorts of players, if he can get that go forward ball, Quibus Reinach gets that quick ball, and it lets Sasha Feinberg just kind of let him do what he wants to do. Key player for me in the back line, I think, is going to be Kana Moody. If he can shut down the centers there, if he can just shut the ball coming out to the lethal wingers or Carreras and Isgro, then I think it'll be the big difference. So to me, Kana Moody in the backs, and then in the forwards, Jasper Visser, key players for me. On the bench, two players that I really want to see make big impacts is Arceus Neyman and Grant Williams. I think Grant Williams hopefully gets maybe 30-35 minutes. He can cover wing as well if need be, but I really hope he gets the opportunity, as he did against the All Blacks there in Wellington, where he jumped on the wing in the end and just showed that pace he has. Absolutely insane. I mean, he made a bad read in one of the games, but by the time that the winger actually got the ball, he was already back there. He's just that freaking fast. It's insane. Let me know what your prediction is, but let's get a prediction here today. I think Springbok win. They have a good record on Twickenham. Last time they played there on a neutral ground, they beat New Zealand 35 points to 7, I believe it was. That's when they did the 7-1 split. And, a lot of Irish and World Rugby pundits were flipping out and going, 7-1, well, you can't do that. You can't do that, freaking out. But, worked out well. They smashed the All Blacks. But final score, I'm going with 47 points to 24 to the Boks. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Hopefully the weather will hold out. I'll quickly have a quick squiz. Weather in Twickenham Saturday. Let's have a look. Prediction is, oh no, Saturday, maybe a bit of rain around. That's what it says. Not a high percentage of rain, but it looks like it might rain the night before into the morning. So hopefully it dries up a little bit. Don't have hope for it though. Hope for a dry game. Then that's my prediction. If it is wet and it's raining, I think the Boks win it 31 points to 21. About a 10-point margin if it's wet, but 20 plus points if it is dry. I just cannot see Argentina, turning it around with the mentality, having to travel as well, having to fly up to London. It just won't help their psyche. It's not like they get to go back to Argentina, home crowd, maybe, regather themselves. And the Boks will be on attack. They want to win this game. They want to win it with a bonus point as well, because that secures the Rugby Championship. But obviously, the mind might change a little bit. If the Wallabies win against the All Blacks, maybe South Africa don't even need to worry about it. Maybe they lose the game because they're already on celebration mode. So we'll have a look. Let's see our predictions. Put your predictions below. We'll be able to compare them after the match. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.